Hello, hello. Bear with me while we just... make sure everything's where it needs to be. We're still having the same issue with this bloody stand, which is annoying. I'm going to fix that over the next few days. However, currently, can you see that? Yeah, cool. Currently, there's not much I can do other than let it sit here. So, hello, welcome to a new stream. I'm not going to be ending the Pokemon streams. They're still going to continue at some point, as and when, again, this is as and when. There's no set schedule at the moment. However, here we are with the first of my Colour With Me streams. You can see here in front of me I've got a Bold and Easy colouring book. This is one that I bought from Temu a while ago. There are some pages that are already coloured in it. There are also some pages that my son has decided to help me colour, or we've coloured together at times. So a couple of them are going to be left as is. Basically, that's fine. As the title of the stream says, I'm going to be colouring using my DecoTime markers today. Now, if you don't know what DecoTime as a brand is, they are a European brand. They sell the majority of their products here in the UK, at least, in B&M Bargain. Well, B&M. Sorry, I should say B&M Bargain, since that's not the name. They also do, or did, haven't been there a little while, sell them in the range as well. You will have seen these a lot on TikTok as well. Feel free to go back and look at some old videos of me discussing the problems with that and the issues I have with that. But yeah, bear with me just a moment. Apologies. Yeah, so as mentioned previously, I really like these marker pens. I don't know what it is. Obviously, you know, you watch a lot of art videos and discussions on brands and whatnot, and I can see the benefits of some different brands. Obviously, I have different brands. I have Artex Alpine markers. I have 2 different types of Ohuhu alcohol markers. I've got some Winsor and Newton Pro markers, and every one of them has benefits or feels good drawing to me, colouring to me. I like them. Some different than others. The DecoTime ones generally are one bullet end and one brush end, and they now come in. I'll just show you. Let's see if I have 2 of the same. So I do have now probably way too many of them, and also way too many of the aqua markers. But for the alcohol markers, they originally came in this nice sort of square pen. Now they come in a triangular pen, and I initially didn't want to get them. However, there are now many more colours, so that's going to be something that I stick with now. I broke quite quickly once the box of 160 came out that I couldn't get for ages. Yeah, I stuck with getting them as soon as I could, because they were difficult for a while to get. So on to what we're going to be doing here today. The title really says it all. I'm going to do some colouring. This, as I said, I got from Temu a while ago. They're just some very simple pictures. You can see that one that was started by my son, and then I think I tried to go over some of it. It did not work. That one's been done. That one hasn't yet. That one, that's one of my son's little ones. I like to give him a sheet, to be fair, in any of the colouring books I've got. I wasn't sure what colouring book to use today. There are a couple that I colour in frequently that probably aren't really fit for stream. There's a Gordon Ramsay one, and one that's described as a swear word colouring book for adults. So yeah. So I was considering just carrying on in the book in order and doing this one. But I don't like the look of that one. That seems like a day where I don't care what I'm doing, or one that my son can do. So I think today we're going to do this one, which I believe we've done a similar-ish one with the mushroom, but so we're going to go with this one today. Now, they obviously do have no picture on this side, which is perfect. However, they do bleed heavily, so I am going to put a couple of my sheets in between. The issue with ones this size, in fact, yeah, I'm going to stick just the one. Because the issue with things this size is that these sheets don't cover the whole thing. However, two leave like a line in the middle that generally when you're colouring, you get a bit of a mark. So I think I need to remember that when I get over here, I need to move it over a bit to do this part. But yeah, so we're going to just crack on and get some colouring. I'm going to chat every now and then, but generally I'll just be quiet and colouring, so enjoy. I'm considering whether to have some background, some royalty-free background music. I think that'd be nice. Let me just, yeah, because if I mute that, perfect. Bear with me. Let's get something on, because I'm not going to do much talking. It's going to be good to have some sound in the background. Okay, yeah, let's just click on. What I don't want is adverts, so let's do. That could be cool. This is no copyright, Pokemon and chill. Oops. Relaxing music to relax and sleep. Let's mute the advert. Okay, apparently there is one song in there. About 3 hours 50 minutes into, we're fine. So let's crack on. Turn it down a little. Okay, let's start with. There we go. Oh, we're falling already. Great. There we go. Spent half the stream moving this bloody thing around. I need to get a new whatchamacallit. And you can tell me if either in the stream or in the comments when it's on YouTube if you prefer to just hear me actually talking, or if this is like a setup that you enjoy, having some music in the background. Lovely. Hopefully that's not too loud if you can hear that motorbike. It's been part of my life basically every day for the last 11 years. Woo! I think while the sort of quiet and music is fun, I don't feel like once there's actually people watching, this probably wouldn't be great for like interaction. So I think in the future I might have the music a bit quieter, like much quieter in the background, and have a chat, because then at least when we start getting, or if we start getting an actual number of people watching, maybe we can start doing some colour choices and things like that. Speaking of, just muting an advert. I'm trying to turn that down a bit anyway. But at some point I'll probably grab a few more of this style of a colouring book. To do more of these streams. Yeah, I'm not messing around with that. That's why I like these sort of simple ones. I enjoy to an extent things like mandalas and lovely patterns and things to colour in, but it's just when I want to colour and just enjoy colouring, I don't want to be, thinking about what colours go where and how I can best make patterns in there and how many colours shall I put in these squares, what one shall I alternate in these lines. I just want to colour, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with this. I'm just going to colour. You'll notice I'm not, obviously the paper's not perfect anyway, but I'm not, I just realised what I've done. Idiot. Right. Oh well. Lines it is. Oh dear. Right, I think I'll do the little spots first, because otherwise I'll end up going over them. Yeah, there's no perfection here, as you've just seen. There's no sort of focusing on, as tight lines as possible. I mean this in a respectful way. I don't care how it looks necessarily in this, because essentially, if I wasn't recording and streaming, I'd be doing this anyway. I'd be colouring, so you guys are just sort of here along for the ride with me, to see how I relax, B, how I pass the time, and C, how I enjoy myself, because that's what I do in the moments that I want to sort of decompress or just chill out, essentially. Sometimes when my son's in the bath or using the toilet and needs me to wait, I'll colour. Sometimes when I've had a stressful day, I'll come up and colour. Sometimes when we're having a calm day, I'll sit with my husband and son in our conservatory. My husband will build his gunpla, and me and my son will sit and colour until my son gets bored, and then I'll continue to colour until I'm finished, while he goes and does something else. The attention span of a 4-year-old is not conducive to a full image, but he does very well with his drawings. Got a very vivid imagination, which thankfully fits in well with me because I also have quite a big imagination. What do I want? No. I've got anything over here. Yeah. So I actually, at the moment, I'm colouring from a set of markers here, the DecoTime markers, which is basically my duplicates, everything that, because of course there's many double colours that come in the boxes. I've now separated them, whereas over this way is the actual set, one of each colour that I've got, apart from, I think there's either 1 or 2 pairs of the same colour technically. Yeah, I'll show you. Where at some point they've clearly changed the colour or something, but here's number 12, coral red. And it's not just the lids that are different, they colour differently as well, so I've kept both of them in my singles because of course I want to be able to use every colour I can get my hands on, really. But so for my day-to-day colouring, I generally use my duplicates because it makes no sense to use my full set, I say full, my proper set when I'm just colouring. What do I want today? Yeah, let's go macchiato. Yeah, I know I'm talking like more than I said I would. I'm talking like more than I thought I would, but I like talking about what I'm doing, even when I'm just doing this, which is, you know, relaxing colouring. I enjoy talking about it. I hope this time of day is not too bad. Obviously, you know, there's no one here, but then I don't exactly have 10 million followers to jump on at random times of the day. This was kind of impromptu. My husband took my son out to the park and then to see a friend. So I thought, well, when in Rome, play some Digimon, watch some YouTube, tidy the kitchen, cook some lunch, and then come up and start a stream. And that's basically been my day. Sometimes when you see me colouring sort of big areas like this, you'll see me occasionally go back and just add a little bit to one section that I'm not necessarily colouring. It's just because, in my experience, maybe it's just with the DecoTime ones, maybe it's with all markers, I don't know. I can't really think off the top of my head if it happens with markers that I'm using normally day to day as well, but I've noticed that as you sort of crack on, you can end up with streaky areas that don't always blend themselves out if you leave one side too long to kind of dry on a big piece, so you obviously have to colour bits of everywhere. So I like to colour sort of in chunks, but quickly just topping up the line of one side of the chunk that's not been touched for a little moment, just to make sure that we can carry on without too much issue there. I don't like big sort of streaky marks if I can help it, as much as I can help it, of course, because sometimes I can't help it. But yeah, you'll notice more so than with the Pokemon streams where I'm trying to make an image, you'll notice that I'm going to go over the lines sometimes on these. They are going to bleed out a little bit, and I'm not going to do much to stop it if I don't have to, because it's just a little bit of fun. Let's go with I'm torn yet whether I'm gonna do the background or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today, to be honest, I'm partially thinking not to. See, I think that, I think that pulls stuff in from the silicone sheets. I've been wondering what happens then, because it happens occasionally when I'm colouring, where I end up with these sort of splotches of colour. And yeah, I think it's when I'm colouring it gets wet on the back, it's going through to the silicone sheets. But I don't know how to. I have to look into that, how to like clean them properly. Because it is sometimes, I won't say distracting, but it's noticeable. If I'm going to be colouring more often, it's not going to help. Or maybe I get, I know who have some, not bleed proof, but colouring books now that they've brought out that don't bleed. Maybe I'll grab some of them actually. I do now Hoo special where I just use the Hoo pens that I've got with the Hoo colouring books. That could be fun. It's obviously a night sky, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna do this one. I don't care. I don't care whether it's nighttime or daytime. I'm gonna do light sky with stars, because why not? This is just fun. It doesn't have to be realistic because there's also no mushroom houses, so they're not realistic. This looks a lot, actually, as I'm getting closer. This is going to look a lot similar, well, a lot similar. Very similar to the cloud colour, so maybe I made a mistake there, but oh well. We know for next time, don't we? Colour choice again, you know, if you've watched my Pokemon streams before, colour choice is not my strong suit and continues to not be my strong suit. Having fun is my strong suit, and I'll stick with that. So this is when I start getting bored now. Well, I don't normally colour, or don't always colour the background. See what I mean? This little streak here now, it doesn't always then, as the colours connect, as the colours dry, it doesn't always sort of disappear, because of course on some part of it you've gone over one dried part already, therefore you're layering, and therefore you're getting a darker colour in that sort of line, so it bothers me. And there we go. All done. I'm not going to be doing any shading or anything, I'm literally just colouring, so. Well, thank you anyone that is watching the video on YouTube. Thank you for the people that did join at the beginning of the stream. Hopefully next time it's a bit more interesting and you can stay. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I think I will happily do this again. Of course, maybe with the whole image in the picture. And yeah, hopefully next time I'll have my my new tripod or stand of some sort with some different colouring books, and then yeah, we can keep this as a nice little series alongside the Pokemon drawing series, because I do still intend to get better at drawing and better at art in general. So thank you so much guys for watching. If you are interested in more of this, feel free to follow me on Twitch at dan.w. If you are watching on YouTube, if you are on Twitch right now, of course, follow. If you are watching on YouTube and you do enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe. Feel free to leave a like and a comment. I do read all the comments and reply to them as they come in, and will continue to do so. And I do take notes, so please feel free to let me know what your thoughts are with this, whether it's something you would like to continue watching or not, whether you missed the Pokemon one. But yeah, hopefully I'll be back soon for another stream, whether it's another colouring stream or another Pokemon stream. Either way, I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.